Hi, welcome to our video on Debate Evidence, a website by Sumesh and Rohan Agrawal. Both Dens and I have been coding for a long time, and we both participate in high school debate, which is what brought us to make this website in the first place.
High school debate has played a big part in both of our lives. I started doing debate in eighth grade, starting with PF and then doing LD and then doing policy, and evidence has always been a main part of our cases.
We'll start off with a simple introduction of how the app works, then go through the inner workings while talking about our motivations behind the app. The app can be found at https://www.debatev.com, and this is the home screen.
We took inspiration from Google search in order to design our homepage, and we decided to keep it pretty simple instead of cluttered, as we decided it was a tool that had to be used efficiently and quickly rather than a source for entertainment. Yeah.
As my partner explained, this is the home screen. There are only two main functions, search for a card and the advanced filters. So in the advanced filters, there's different years for certain debate policy topics, and here we can search for a card. For example, we'll look up public school funding. As you can see, there is even some autofill for cards we find are useful.
So, as you can see, this is our results page. Again, very clean and simple. Now, you can consume a lot of information this way. Here, you can see two separate cards and you can see their title, the year they were published, as well as a small snippet of their content. Now, you can also click on one of these cards in order to get more information about the card, as well as the year that it's from, and download the original case that it's from. So as you can see here, there's a lot of rich text embedded into this card, which show you the most important parts of the card that we need to read in order to get what it's mainly about. Now, if we go back to the results page, we can see that there's over 7,000 results just for this one search, showing how much information we can get from this website. And now as we scroll down, you see our infinite scrolling feature come in handy as well. So instead of flipping through pages, we simply just scroll down and more cards appear on screen. Yeah,
At any point, you can look through the card and see highlighting or bolded stuff to see what's more important. And if you ever want to see the full source, you can always click on the link and get access to it. At the beginning, we told you that we worked on both the front end and the back end of the website. Now you might be wondering why there's two separate parts to our website, and I'll explain why right now. First, there is the back end, which is the API server, and the front end, which is the website front. The back end server is where the data is held. It is a database somewhere in some random area, and that's where we find the cards and store them for search. The website front is simply a way for us to display the data that's in the server. So for example, there's me, the user. I make a search to the website front. The website front takes my search and talks to the data server and asks for data. The data server then sends data back to the website front, and the website front then sends data back to me, except it's beautified and presented. Now you might be wondering, why is there a two-step process? What is the point? And there's actually a really great reason. Because we have an API server, we've created a standardized form of communication with permission, of course. No one can just access our data, but it allows other ways of accessing the same data. Because, for example, the website front beautifies and presents it in a way where we can see it in the website, but what if we want to put it in the form of a chatbot? Well, it's the same thing. I can send a search in the form of a chat. The chatbot can then search into our data, and the data can send back to the chatbot, except this time it won't be presented as a website, it will be presented as a chat notification in a different format. Now, even then, the chatbot may not seem as a good example of a way to communicate debate evidence, but other companies can also ask us permission to access our data server, and then they have easy access to data, and we don't even know what the possibilities are with the inputs and outputs. They could create something really useful with the political data that we have available.
Now, you may be wondering where we get all of our cards and data from. We get it from years upon years of debate cases, as well as online articles and reputable sources in order to ensure that all of our cards are reputable, and can be used effectively in political discussions without the interference of bias.
As we mentioned before, debate evidence is a tool for those participating in political discussions to have an easy way to gather evidence. Our mission was simple. We wanted to make information that was previously hidden behind layers of unwelcoming ads and menus easily available through search. When it comes to political discussion, there are many irreputable sources, many of which are biased and difficult to access. Those attempting to participate in these discussions may find themselves intimidated by the vast sea of data thrown at them in disorganized ways. Therefore, we want to provide a forum for unbiased and reputable articles and sources. We make it clear that our app does not favor a certain side or bias and does its best ability to simply congregate as many opinions as possible. We believe it's necessary for our generation to be more informed on the topics which are debated by our government today, as it may not affect our lives now, but it will soon.
As you can see, this is our analytics page for our website. 400 people have visited the website in the last 28 days, showing that it's a very useful website for many people across the country. In just the last 30 minutes of recording this video, 4 people have visited the website and are actively using it. Now,
Here is the code. It's kept on GitHub, which is the biggest code repository in the world. Another aspect of our website is all the code is open source, which means you can see where we get the data, how we get the data, and it's always possible to check if any of our opinions are biased. So I'll just be looking through the code and we'll be talking about some of the stuff we wrote.
Now here, this code basically allows us to display the results. This code codes for the results page that we just saw. And now it tells the website to basically just show you the search box, the advanced filters, and also show you all of the cards. It also implements the infinite scrolling feature, as well as many other features on the website.
This page is the backend API application. If you remember back to the split website thing I talked about with API versus website front, this is the actual database. There's data in a separate spot, and this is how we actually search for it. So the database is called Elasticsearch, and basically we look through the different queries, which is like the different fields that people put in when they're searching, and we create this search that we send into our little data holder, and it spits out the data that it wants to give us. And so it may seem pretty simple at first, but there are lots of different filters and stuff that go into making it work, and especially error handlers, application routes, all of that.
Thank you for listening. Hopefully you enjoy and use our website.